profundidad que tiene ella tan profunda.
Eso es lo que le gusta a ella.
I was loving how social Cubans were. You couldn't go 1 minute without someone striking up a conversation with you. Most of the time, it was to tell you how beautiful, incredible, etc. you were, with an offer to go on a date. And while it did get quite annoying, at least I appreciated the fact that no one seemed to need a dating app here.
For me, it's really interesting, like how people meet in other countries through an app. I don't know, it's weird.
We cannot use Tinder because we need to use VPN, we need to go through different factors. So I didn't know even that we can use it here in Cuba. Then we are losing this that we are doing. I just see you sitting there and I'm like, is this salon? Let's go and see something. You, me, who's going
I'm
first?
really bad at it, by the way.
You like the experience?
No, of course. I'm bad, but I do it.
Awkward sometimes or you are making mistakes. Yes, of course I want that.
Jason, the videographer's brilliant idea was to send me on a date here, and Tinder seemed like the easiest option. Until it wasn't.
Okay, it says something went wrong with you.
So how are you gonna find people?
I don't know. I have to like go to the malecon, like give people random stares. Hey, you and me, date.
As it turned out, I was not used to meeting someone in real life anymore. So it seemed the easiest thing to do was to approach the owner of my casa particular and ask her for help.
Mari. Hey. Oye, ¿cómo es? Bien, bien. Mari, tengo una pregunta. No puedo encontrar una cita.
Te puedo recomendar uno. Es buen chico,
¿sí?
Te va a caer bien, es muy simpático y muy conversador.
Ok.
¿Tú crees? Te quiero presentarte una chica muy buena, muy bonita, para que salgas a hablar, para que converses con ella y ella tenga interés en salir. Chao.
As in any country, relationships with foreigners are seen as exotic and desirable, but even more so here in Cuba. It is only since 2013 that a small percentage of Cubans got the ability to travel abroad. And even that is a huge stretch for many who have no funds to do so. Closed off from the rest of the world, the fascination with foreigners grew, and even more the need to leave the country. Long-distance relationships are tough in general, but Cuban foreigner relationships are a whole other story.
We're heading to Romerio right now, which is where my husband lives.
Where's the husband?
It's back there, hanging out, listening to some music, as he always does.
Julia is a friend from Canada who met her husband while living in Havana. They're trying to make their long-distance relationship work, given the fact that they have a kid together.
We met at the market where he works at, him selling eggs and fruits and vegetables, and there was a time where there was no eggs, and so he tried to sell me eggs for a price that wasn't the right price. We've been dealing with this for about 3 years now of our relationship, in dealing with immigration and trying to get him, even if not to live in Canada, just to visit.
What is the hardest thing about living with a Cuban?
It's dealing with the differences in culture, whereas he thinks the woman has to cook and clean and take care of the baby and while he works, which obviously in our country, in Canada, we don't see it as that.
This is the official beer place here.
una pregunta para ustedes, caballeros. ¿Qué es lo que ustedes vean como lo más rico de una mujer? Lo más sexy de una mujer.
Ay, mamá.
Ay, ¿qué es lo que se busca en una mujer? ¿Qué es lo que tú buscas en una mujer?
Esa mirada que tiene ella tan profunda.
Eso es lo que le gusta a ella.
¿Qué me gusta a mí?
Sin pena ninguna,
Que sean blancas.
The Cuban man knows what he's doing and he satisfies all my needs. So, you know,
It's more sexual here,
it's
isn't it?
absolutely sexual. These men, you know, they know what they're doing. They're about pleasing the woman, and that's what it's all about. So to me, I've never found anybody else that's given me such pleasure like my husband has, for example.
Did you think like when you left Norway that you were going to meet someone in Cuba?
No, not at all. At all. The second hour is like feelings, we're talking about feelings, future. You're very gentleman-like. In Norway, it's like a game.
You're telling me too much I love you. Right? So I cannot love you now and not love you the other 10 minutes. If I love you, I love you all the time.
A long-distance relationship here is very hard. Crappy Wi-Fi. They don't have money for going to the Wi-Fi and 3G, so you have to pay for everything basically. I didn't, so kind of testing you.
You can see anywhere you see a door, somebody lives there. So like right behind you, for example, this is somebody's house.
What's this?
This is typical living.
There's a guy in the window.
Yeah, that's their TV, but they're just playing music there. Because what the Cuban government puts on TV is very, very, very scary. Están nerviosa, gracias. Un cafecito, mi amor. Whatever dollar that they do have, even if they don't have chicken for dinner, they'll take that dollar and they'll combine it with somebody else's dollar. They'll buy a bottle of rum, and then we have a happy party.
And then at least you have a party. Like,
Exactly.
we eat that damn chicken by ourselves.
Exactly.
For a country where the roof of limitations is hung low over the head, foreigners are sometimes the only way out.
A veces te matas y te matas y te matas, el salario no es lo mismo, no te alcanza para nada y todo explote y explote y explote. Que trabajas y trabajas y no ves progreso, no ves nada. Ahora mismo una muchachita que está en una discoteca se encontró a Yuma, va saliendo con el Yuma, carnet de identidad, porque ustedes no saben si son novios hace rato, si tienen una relación. Lo mismo un hombre va saliendo con una extranjera, carnet de identidad, va detenido. ¿Por qué?
¿Tienes ganas de, no sé, encontrar un chico? ¿Mejor extranjero o cubano?
Mejor extranjero.
Came at the end of September, beginning of October,
Yeah.
and I paid everything.
You did that to prove that you weren't a jinetero.
But it's even though it has been a tough thing, because I know she has the subliminal thought sometimes that he could be tricking me, like it's the Cuban thing.
I want to pay because I know I have the money. It's easier for me. But I think also the Cuban who doesn't do the scamming, they're very proud. They don't want to take that help.
But these people build houses here for their mistress because they have wives in the other country. My mom is very sick, and you know we live with my 16 brothers in the same home because she robbed his girl in bed. Of course, he's gonna say yes.
The hard question, what are you guys going to do now? Are you going to stay here or you haven't decided yet?
Yeah, we want to stay here. As long as we can live here. For me, traveling out of Cuba is not like a dream or anything like that. It's, if happen, but it's not something that I'm looking for.
But I had a date to plan for. One that I wasn't really looking forward to, given the fact that I was going to be mic'd up the entire time with a videographer on the other end. Not my idea of fun.
Hola.
Hola. ¿De qué país eres, mi amor?
Soy rusa canadiense.
Yo soy cubano. Me llamo Lizán.
Ajá, mucho gusto. Me voy en 2 días.
No, porque te vas a casar conmigo.
Ah, no vamos a casar.
Eso todo tú no lo sabes.
¿Y cuándo nos vamos a casar? ¿Cuándo?
En cuanto tú me digas que sí.
¿Y cuántas esposas ya tienes?
Bueno, una que...
¡Mentiroso!
Hay cada palabra para cada chica porque todos son iguales.
¿Y qué palabras tengo yo? ¿Qué palabras?
Sí, que me enamoré de tus ojos por primera vez que te vi, me gustaste, tus labios son sexy también, que tiene una manera linda de léxico tuyo, de hablar lindo, tu forma de caminar, tus piernas, todo me gusta.
Wow.
Y eso y nosotros bailamos, ¿me entiendes? Estás nerviosa, te está tomando el licor a prisa, no sabes qué hacer, no sé si es que te está enamorando de mí de verdad tan rápido, no sé si es que mírame, creo que si te vas a quedar aquí, te quedas aquí en Cuba conmigo.
¿Y dónde? ¿En este casa particular?
En mi casa.
Ah, en tu casa, con tu niña.
No, mi niña vive con su madre y yo vivo solo.
Ajá.
A partir de hoy ya eres mi novia ya.
Es que Latin lover, ¿verdad? Latin lover. Tenemos esta palabra que significa un amorante latino. Es esto.
Yo no te doy un besito en la boca.
Aquí.
No, si no te voy a la boca, te voy
a ¡Ay, Dios! Creo que paramos y ya hablamos. Let's stop for a minute. That was the most awkward thing I've ever experienced, doubled by the fact that it was on camera. I said we stopped filming and he's like, okay, it's like, so you're gonna go to my room or can we get, like, I really want to make you my girlfriend. No, no lo puedo hacer.
Bueno, dormimos tú y yo.
Tengo que ser profesional.
Bueno, o dormimos tú y yo aquí y era allá afuera. Tampoco.
I'm sorry, but in the name of science, it was pretty good.
I hope everyone else enjoys this because this was the hardest, literally was the hardest part of everything I did here in Cuba.
Every day, walking down the street, I came face to face with daily limitations. Bad housing, rationed food, expensive, slow internet, and the salary of $20 a month, driving people to unimaginable lows. With the inability to move ahead, majority stay behind. But with that comes the basic happiness many of us seem to lack. Striking up a conversation with anyone, anywhere, turning on the music and having a random party, turning off the internet connection and getting on with your day, flirting just to flirt, voicing your true intentions with no fear of rejection. So take that moment to smile at a stranger, to flirt, to get rejected, if not for anything more, then just to feel a connection, to feel fully alive. Thank you to Latin American Cupid for sponsoring today's video. Latin American Cupid has over 3 million members. Si quieres enamorarte con un latino o una latina de Colombia, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Argentina, Chile o Cuba, sign up. You can sign up today with an option to review your matches for free as well as use instant chat. Y si tu español no está muy bueno, tú puedes usar el translate so you can speak really well and flirt as well. So check out the link and sign up today. And I'll see you guys next week with a new video. Keep on breaking down your barriers.